Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am Greg, and welcome to the channel, greg.thunderwizard.com if you'd like a Thunder Astrology reading or a 9 World Rune reading. And today I'm going to be talking about the mutable signs in Vedic astrology. And these are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And if you notice, Gemini and Virgo are both Mercury signs, and Sagittarius and Pisces are both Jupiter signs. So there's only two planets, but there's all four of the elements though: the earth, air, fire, water. And so mutable planets they contain the energy of movable and fixed energy within them, meaning that they could really move with action within themselves, or they can be stable and still and very fixed in their beliefs, in their actions, everything. So they can go either way. They're mutable. They can go either way. So that's there's some negative things about that, and there's also some positive things. When it comes to like positivity, like they're very good at adapting to their environment or adapting to people's personalities or situations that are going on. They're very flexible in that type of energy. Whatever's going on, they can adapt. If they're at work, they can change. Someone wants them to work a different shift. They can adapt right away. They know what to do. They know how to adjust their routine and take care of business. And these people are really good at being diplomatic. Bringing people together. Seeing both sides of things and you know arriving at that that happy medium kind of energy. So they can meet people halfway. They're very supportive of people. So that's like their positive traits. When it comes to like their negative stuff, they can be really inconsistent about things. They could be non-committal. They can get irritated really fast. They can get withdrawn about things, detached. What else? I'd say on the really negative side, they could develop like multiple personalities because they have so much adaptability to their behavior that they know how to bring out these certain attitudes within themselves. If they're not really getting in touch with their true identity, they could lose themselves. And I'm talking about when it gets really far into negativity, that's multiple personalities. People start burying stuff in their mind. They have doors in there, and that's pretty tripped out to me, all that attitude. But yeah, let's talk about Gemini here. Gemini is the symbol of a woman and a man in Vedic astrology. So it's the masculine and feminine energies being fused together in one. And Gemini is ruled by Mercury. It's an air sign. So these people are they got all kinds of ideas going on in their mind. They got everything. And their attention, they lose attention on things really quick. But that can mean a good thing too as well. It's just that they get bored of things really quick and they want new adventures. So they're ready to go out and do other things. This is a really communicative kind of a sign. They could be all really interested in media. This is also, they're very strong-willed. So they're really good in business situations and like romantic too, adapting to people. This is why their Geminis are really known as a very flirtatious kind of a sign. They're interested in exploring all kinds of different whatever ethnicities and personality types within whoever they're attracted to. And they're very flexible with that. On the negative side, they can become very so full of ideas and stuff that they don't really know what to do, and they end up not doing anything, or they burn themselves out, or they've developed that ADD, attention deficit disorder. So now they're not really they're moving from subject to subject, but they're not really gaining any interest in anything. So they become a jack of all trades but a master of nothing. So they end up doing nothing with their lives. So they don't want to do that. They really want to really fuse that masculine and feminine energy of Gemini and bring that really highly intellectual, strong-willed kind of energy within themselves and learn how to move when it's time to move and stay still when it's time to stay still. They're very strong with that. So we go over to Virgo. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. This is more the inner expression of Mercury. Gemini was outer. Virgo's more inner. So Virgos are very, very good at concentrating on one thing. Really good. Compared to Gemini, Mercury is like they can adapt. They can concentrate on all kinds of things at one time. Virgo's really good at just focusing on one thing. So they can be really good novelists because it just takes long hours. They're very hardworking type of people too. It's long hours sitting at a desk writing. They're really good at that. And this is also the sixth house is a house of service. It's a house of diseases, so they can be really good doctors, really good at diagnosing things. And you're working with all kinds of different personalities there. You're working with different symptoms. They're able to figure things out, adapt to the situations at hand. And they're very hardworking too. They're very, that earth quality is what's really makes them really good in the medical field, because it's a service. They're service orientated, and they're handling diseases, and they're working with the body, the earth. So they really bring that healing mercurial energy within the people that they help service. It's also a house of debt too, so they can really on the negative side they could get too carried away with maybe wanting to educate themselves with things, or they buy too much stuff. They end up overspending. So that's a danger with them. Another thing is they can attract a lot of enemies within their lives, and it could affect them on a physical level because of that earth energy that it's tied to the physical body. They're attracting diseases. They're mutable. That energy kind of touches their nerves and could tweak their bodies and kind of give them, let's say, like digestion kind of problems, that type of stuff. So they could withdraw instead of taking action towards who they really are. They're really strong power points. They could withdraw and just give up on people. It's like I'm attracting too many enemies. I don't know what to do here. I'm just gonna not do anything. I'm just gonna get away from these people, when they really have that healing energy. They got a lot of knowledge in them. They can bring out that intellectual analysis of people and really learn to adapt and use their strong points. So that is the Virgo. Then we go over to Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a fire sign. This is ruled by Jupiter. This is the outer expression of Jupiter. Jupiter is all about wisdom, teaching ability, higher consciousness, spirituality, higher education as well. This is also represents long distance travel. They're very much inclusive of all kinds of people. When it comes to the Sagittarius fire signs, they're very much interested in spreading the higher consciousness teachings or knowledge that they've gained. They want to share it with everybody. And like Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix was a Sagittarius in Western astrology and Vedic astrology. So he had that fiery Jupiterian spiritual kind of energy that he shared with people. And he was I don't remember where his Venus was, but Venus represents our creativity, highly creative. But you read his lyrics, they're really very spiritual kind of writings. So he had that fiery energy, and they do have a lot of logic within them too as well. And he shared all of that energy with people. And being a mutable sign, he was also at times, from what I've read and heard, seen in interviews of other people talking about him, he would fall into depressions as well. He would just sit in a darkened room and just succumb to depression and not want to do anything, and kind of like I want to end my life. I don't want to be here anymore. So he would go on to the mutable. He would just transfer into completely negative. He just wanted to stop spreading that good message, and just wallow in the depression. And then he would snap out of it too, and then all of a sudden he's getting creative again, writing all kinds, recording a lot of music. So there's those that mutable energy within them. And there's like spiritual teachers too that have been this way too. They start out really positive. I don't want to name. I guess I don't want to name names, but there's been some, and they turn into cult leaders. They end up abusing their powers, and they go all completely negative. And they just turn they end up messing themselves up. You know what I mean? They're just attracting that negative energy. They don't want to do that, but it could happen. But they can be very adaptable, and they know how to feel out a crowd when they're talking to them. When they're on their really higher positive side, they can really spread that message of Jupiter within everybody, inspire everybody to take action, and equal rights, social justice, that type of stuff. That's Sagittarius. When it comes over here, we go over to Pisces. Pisces is in the original 12th house. This is the more of the inner expression of Jupiter. It's a water sign, so they're really tied to their emotions, but they're really sensitive to the energy around them. Pisces people really like to go into their own world. They're into their own spirituality. They like to take a lot of time for themselves, or maybe not, but they're really inside of their own world. They really have good, easy access to the higher dimensions of our reality, and the tools that are contained within our body. They know how to access them. They bring that healing energy of Jupiter within, and they really they're really there for people. They have that ability to really heal people, and understand what's going on within people's moods or whatever. They bring that really good healing energy within people. They can really share what they have learned within themselves. These people have taken a lot of time to really think about things. This is a house of it's like a house of isolation as well. So that's what Pisces really represents: taking time for yourself, going into meditation, learning deep knowledge, learning how to put it into words, and then sharing it with people. That's important that they do that too. On the negative side, they could just withdraw. They don't want to be around people. They just in their own world. They're isolating themselves too much. That's what could happen with a Pisces being mutable. They can be so sensitive to everybody's energy around them that they don't really know what to do. They feel just everybody's energy is bothering them too much, so they'll withdraw instead of just get away to go inside and really re-energize, and then spread that knowledge and help other people out. So that's what happens with Pisces. And those are the mutable signs. Yeah, so I did all of the qualities of all the signs. I did all of the elements. I talked about each signs. I'm really enjoying doing this kind of stuff, talking about these different types of things. So next I think I'm going to start talking about like different houses that are connected to each other and what they represent. I'll start doing stuff like that, and whatever else comes into my mind about Vedic astrology. It's really good to really get to know your chart, get to know your strengths, and learn how to enhance them. Get to know what the weaknesses are, and learn how to identify them within yourself. Do some meditation and think about what's going on, and learn how to know when those kind of weaknesses are coming up within yourself, and knowing what to do to not succumb to them, so you can really empower yourself when you know what's going on in your chart. And I can let you guys know what's going on in your chart too. If you ever want a Thunder Astrology reading, just go over to greg.thunderwizard.com, or a 9-world rune reading as well. And if you want to know if you got some movable, fixed, mutable signs within your charts, I'll let you guys know. And hope you guys have a good day, week, weekend, whatever. Please subscribe. Peace.